right, Campbell's Soup, come on down. You may just be the next contestant on F Around and Find Out, honey, because they are currently under fire after a lawsuit was filed in Michigan last week that alleged that an executive with the company made racist and offensive comments about workers and said that the company's products were for poor people and had bioengineered meat. The lawsuit was filed last week in Michigan by Robert Garza, who was hired as Campbell's cybersecurity analyst in September of 2024. Now, he alleges that a Campbell's executive by the name of Martin Bailey made offensive remarks during a meeting in November of 2024, which was intended to discuss his salary. According to the lawsuit, Martin made several comments about Indian workers and said that Campbell's is highly processed food for poor people. He actually caught this on video.
Campbell's products. We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it. Even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at meat. Bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. You?
Let's start the trend. Oh, guess what I found in my cabinets? Campbell's. Last but not least, goodbye. So yeah, no more Campbell's, no more Campbell's. The owner told you it's fake food.
Just in case anybody is wondering, yes, I went to the store today and nobody bought Campbell's soup anything. Not a cream of mushroom was gone, not a cream of chicken, not a chicken broth. I don't even know if they sell chicken broth, but when I seen the cans, it was one can missing out of 4 or 5 rows. So yeah, somebody tag me when they go bankrupt or when they finally close business down. And what's crazy is, in that comment section, I saw other people commenting that other CEOs of their own companies do not allow their family, their kids, their friends to even buy or purchase or have near any of their products. Any. Cooked yourself. Cooked. Done.
What it is, what it do, what it be like. Welcome back to What the Hell It TV, where everything we react to, you gonna be like, what the hell it, man. Now today's video, man, definitely gonna be like, what the hell it, another what the hell it reaction, man. Now we got Vice President, man, has been tripping. They say Campbell's has been involved in several lawsuits, but mostly recently the company is facing a wrongful termination of retaliation lawsuit filed by a former employee, Robert Garza. Garza securely recorded a conversation with a vice president who allegedly made disparaging remarks about the company's product, customers, and employees. So it looked like apparently, man, they mad at the guy who recorded the conversation, you know, and I guess it leaked out, and so they mad, you feel what I'm saying? And I guess he's taking action against the company for terminating him. Now the things that the vice president said about the soup, the brand, you know, hey, I see why they mad, man. Like, he really let it be known, like, man, that meat ain't real, it's fake. You know, he wouldn't let his family eat that. It's only for poor people. And that's cold-blooded, man, because you know how many people for years then brought this brand. You know, when people get sick at times, people go get chicken noodle soup, Campbell's. You feel me? I don't want nothing else but the Campbell's. But for to say it ain't, he wouldn't let his family eat it, that let you know something ain't right about the soup, about the brand and other stuff that Campbell's make, man. Like, it's crazy, but they just come to show you, like, they not the only brand that's like selling us things that we don't know what we eating, we consuming on a daily basis. They not the only one, you feel what I'm saying? And like, man, it's really time for us to wake up and realize what's going on, bro. But you know, it's just scary, man. But look, I got a few clips we're gonna react to, people giving their thoughts and opinion about this situation, because it done made headlines and people going crazy about it, man. Let's get it.
Don't hear what Campbell's Soup VP said about the Campbell's Soup. Baby, that man said he didn't know he was being recorded, right, on the mic. They were out to eat. Him and another big executive and then somebody else. Baby, the VP of Campbell's Soup said, I don't eat that. That ain't real chicken up in there. I don't feed my family that mess. Oh, but you want to feed my family that mess. and other Americans that mess. Oh yeah. He say that chicken is photo 3D chicken. And I don't like Campbell's soup. It's too salty. It's too salty. And the noodles is too mushy. And that chicken that now we know is not chicken, it is too little. And they don't put a lot up in there. But guess what? Campbell's soup is not the only one, y'all. These people just getting your money. They ain't feeding their family that stuff. They not feeding their family that stuff. And guess what? You don't need to feed yours that stuff. Look, if you want to make you some chicken, if you want chicken noodle soup, make your own chicken noodle soup. Because that man said, baby, that is fake chicken.
We have shit for fucking poor people. Who buys our shit? People are stupid. I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at meat, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. You?
A new lawsuit filed against Campbell's after a former employee says he recorded that audio of his supervisor.
And Campbell's soup, you ain't even got to worry about me going down the aisle that y'all own in the supermarket no more. Huh? And Campbell's soup, you ain't got to worry about me going down the aisle y'all own in the supermarket. Huh? Campbell's soup exec caught saying some very, very disrespectful things. Campbell's soup for poor people. He don't even buy it because it's 3D printed meat. He don't know where the meat coming from. It's genetically, all this stuff, okay? Now, the person who recorded it used to work at the company, right? Now, when the person recorded and he found out about it, they don't say, that's not true. They don't say, oh my God, that's false information. They say, we gonna put out a lawsuit because I was being recorded without knowing or not to my knowledge. Is this the truth here? Is this what we're doing? Campbell's soup, listen. Y'all can come out and say all y'all got to say. But you only got to tell me one time. One time and one time only. That y'all shit ain't right. Huh? Listen, y'all right in that same place of the supermarket as Kool-Aid for me. I ain't going down there. I don't do that no more. Okay, that was back in the day. A nigga get a sniffle around here, go drink some ginger tea. You'll be all right. We'll figure it out. Fluids, okay? I'm just here to bring y'all the news, but apparently this situation with Campbell's, they not denying it. But whether it's the truth or not, that's up to you to understand. You tell me what you think in the comment section. I'm just a messenger.
If this large corporation didn't protect the very one that was coming to warn them about what the VP was ranting on, what should we think as consumers of these products? They fired the whistleblower. So I question, is this meat biodegradable? Is it made by a 3D printer? Because this is the words that came out of the VP's mouth. It makes me think, because these corporations don't care about the consumer and what we consume as humans. Because you hear from the VP, they don't even eat this product. They just produce it and sell it. So if he's not eating it, why should we? And if they're not protecting their own employees, the whistleblower that came forward to let them know this is what is being said about workers as well as the consumers, treating and talking about the consumers and the workers as peasants. What else is being done within this corporation?
Did y'all see that the Campbell's Soup VP just got caught on a secret recording saying their food is made with bioengineered meat? It's not healthy, and get this, poor people are the only ones who buy it. You see, this is how these big-time CEOs talk when there's no cameras around. This is how they think. They don't understand people. They don't eat the stuff they sell. They don't go live. They don't answer comments, right? They don't go TikTok. They don't go on Instagram. They don't even go in the stores. They don't step 1 foot on the farm, right? You see me in the picker. These executives are not talking to everyday people. They don't care about everyday people. That's the truth. And this is why I've been preaching the same message for years. Like, real food comes from real people, family owned, no investors, like my family's business. No weird fillers, no bioengineered meat coming out of a 3D printer, no glyphosate pesticides on any of our crops. When you support good foods and family businesses like us, you're not supporting $1 billion boardroom, okay? With the laughs, you're supporting a family business, a family that you see in the community. Comments on, right? So if you want real protein, real nutrition, real transparency, stop expecting it from corporations who don't even eat their own products. Go with real food.
I am glad that that employee, that he leaked this conversation, because it needed to be heard by the public about what the Campbell's Soup Company is doing with their profits. They would rather produce manufactured foods instead of actually giving people real quality food just so they can make a quick buck.
And it really just is so amazing to see all of this happen, because it's like, oh, well, you're just giving the consumer a reason to not buy your product because you actually don't even believe in your product. Yeah, you're the VP for this company, but like actually you are telling the public pretty much that the soup is poison. And obviously he probably didn't know he was being recorded, you know? But either way, that's how you genuinely feel about Campbell's Soup as the VP of the company. And then knowing that, and knowing it's not healthy, and knowing that the meat is engineered in a lab and 3D printed, but then to still like be the VP of the company, it's like you're just the VP because you want the money, but you don't actually care how it affects people, how it's unhealthy for people, and then literally was calling the consumer of Campbell's Soup poor. He was like, I don't buy our product because it's for poor people, pretty much is what he was saying. And it's like, oh, so you don't believe in your own product for your company, and you think that it's unhealthy, and you think that it's kind of toxic because there's 3D printed meat in it, and you also don't buy it because you believe that it's just for poor people, who then you're basically saying don't deserve to have anything healthy because they're poor. And so you don't care how the company is actually affecting anyone's health, because again, your company and your product is meant for poor people. Like, do you see how that's all realistically the craziest thing ever? Like, that's actually insane. And so obviously something's probably going to happen from this. But my thing is that just proves that maybe people don't need to be eating your product. Like, and that's just going to be bad for your company.
So the CEO of Campbell's Soup said that they don't consume Campbell's Soup, and I'm not surprised. And there's plenty of CEOs, executives from food brands who've said that they don't eat their product. Executives from McDonald's don't eat those fries. They quality test it to put it on the market so you can buy it, but they don't eat that stuff. You know, Nestle sells sugar to the world. Their families, their children don't consume Hershey bars. You know, the people behind tobacco, you think they sitting there smoking Newports and Marlboro Reds? No. You think the people who create baby formula so that you can, you know, do something quick to quiet your baby instead of giving them the nutrition from your breasts that were there for you to feed your baby? No. They make that for you to buy and for their profit, basically. And all of them do it. Oh, I think it was not too long ago, the executives or CEO at Coca-Cola said they don't drink Coca-Cola, but they sell it to you. You got to think of that stuff as a product. It's not real food. That's why they tell you when you go to the grocery store, don't shop on the inside of the grocery stores. Shop on the outside where the fresh vegetables and fresh meat is. And, you know, hey, these days you got to be even careful with that, with all these food recalls. So at this point, we'll all be eating air. But yeah, and if you have to do what you have to do, do not get this misconstrued. If you have to do what you got to do to survive, do it. Because trust and believe, we've all had to do something. You get what I'm saying? I've always hated canned food, though, even when my grandma would make certain things. Not Campbell's Soup, but other things. And it always tastes like canned to me. I hate that taste. I hate that metal taste. It's disgusting. But, you know, again, he said the quiet part out loud. So just know that. If you can help it, Stay out of that. Leave that shit on the goddamn shelf, because you're practically going to a store, buying a blanket and eating it. It's not food. They don't consider it food. It's a product to sell to you for profit.